Get this. Adults with financial literacy skills have 82% more wealth than those who don't. From swimming lessons to piano classes, us parents invest in so many things to enrich our kids' lives. But are we investing in their future financial success? With Greenlight, you can teach your kids financial literacy skills like earning, saving, and investing. And this investment costs less than that after-school treat. Start prioritizing their financial education and future today with a risk-free trial at greenlight.com/get-started. That's GREENLIGHT.com/get-started.
And they revealed a bunch more Spider-Men, canonical and non-canonical. Also, they referenced the other Spider-Man movie, which means we could get a live-action Miles Morales Spider-Verse crossover.
I don't think they're going to do a crossover. They're literally in a legal battle over the IP.
Yes, but they could, Heathelton. They could.
And folks, over here you'll see the potato chips with their appropriate tag. Again, no touching, please. Don't.
Right this way. This way. Yes, can I help you guys?
Noah, it's me, Eli. What's with the museum?
Oh, well, Cecil and I got to talking about this week's essay about the world's most expensive food, and we realized we don't need to go to any of those places when we had a bunch of them at Tom's house.
Really? I didn't realize Tom was such a foodie.
Yeah, no, look at these. $400 Pringles.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, those look normal.
This is an $1,800 bottle of scotch.
That's Fireball.
And, of course, a $5,000 steak.
No, I think you and Cecil are confused. None of this stuff is expensive.
Yeah, I hate to burst your bubble.
Well, but once you add in the alimony.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, got us.
Exchange rate.
Hello and welcome to Citation Needed, the podcast where we choose a subject, read a single article about it on Wikipedia, and pretend we're experts, because this is the internet, and that's how it works now. I'm going to be the main course tonight, but I couldn't fill you up without a few side dishes, so joining me tonight are two bona fide foodies who have traveled the world sampling many of the greatest culinary achievements of the modern age, and a third guy who just likes to watch Heath, Cecil, and Eli.
Okay, I like that he likes to watch. I watch that, and I like to watch.
Yeah.
I love that Eli always has to choke down wilted broccoli while he's making hard eye contact too. It's the worst vegan food that we go to. It's the best.
Yeah.
It's the best. You like that, don't you? Don't you?
Doing a lot more than watching, Noah. Read the police reports, I'm telling you.
Now, obviously, this episode would come off as a bit tasteless if I neglected to thank the wonderful patrons whose tips keep us coming back to the table week after week. If you'd like to learn how to join their ranks, be sure to stick around to the end of the show. And with that out of the way, tell us, Eli, what person, place, thing, concept, phenomenon, or event will we be talking about today?
We'll be talking about the world's most expensive foods.
And Cecil, you've been cooking up this episode all week. Are you ready to plate it?
I am ready to whet your appetite.
All right, so why did you pick this topic?
If you know anything about me, you know I love food. And you could probably tell that just by looking at me, but I figured I would mention it anyway in this audio medium. I also have always been very interested in really expensive food. I grew up with my mom explaining that we were having a vegetarian version of a dish, and knowing it wasn't because she was trying to do something different, it was because we couldn't afford any meat. So as a person formerly on public assistance and food stamps, I was very intrigued with the idea that food could be a luxury item, something to spend an entire paycheck on.
Well, and as the resident hot pocketeur, I'm intrigued by this in a anthropological way, too.
Sure, yeah. No, I get it, Cecil. The chocolate fountain at my bar mitzvah only had 3 tiers. So, yeah, bring it in, buddy. Come on. Come here. Come here, bud.
You dick.
You and me, the same.
All right.
We're the same. We've been
Are you
through the
even
same
technically
things.
Jewish
It's
after
the
that?
same thing.
3?
So today, let's talk about expensive food. Let's start with ingredients, starting with the most expensive beef in the world. The dominant breeds of cattle that sell for the highest prices are from Japan. You may be familiar with the name of these, Wagyu. Well, Wagyu literally means cattle in Japanese, but you've heard this term before to categorize really high quality beef. Kobe is the most famous type of Japanese Wagyu. It can range between $100 and $300 a pound. There is another kind of premium beef from Japan called Matsusaka, which is even more expensive because of its intense marbling of fat throughout the meat. It can run as high as $400 a pound. The Wagyu name has made its way to all other major cattle raising countries, and you can get American, Canadian, English, and Australian Wagyu.
Yeah, good stuff. But if you go to a fancy dinner with that fucking guy, you're going to hear about how Wagyu is so fucking good because the cows get beer to drink and they listen to Mozart and they get shiatsu massage. Now, that guy is lying. Those things happen, but that doesn't lead to like Baroque flavor notes in the steak. That's not how it works.
Well, I mean, but I would at least feel better paying $400 a pound if I knew that the cow was a spoiled rich kid, right?
Cecil, please switch chairs with me.
I will not. Maybe beef isn't your thing. Well, the Japanese also love tuna, and specifically bluefin tuna. These tuna are super rich, fatty, and the flesh is very red. They're also quite expensive. To give you an idea how expensive, in 2019, a 612-pound Pacific bluefin tuna was sold for $3.1 million at Tokyo Fish Market. Yeah,
what?
That's about $5,000 a pound.
Jesus Christ.
In a 278-pound Atlantic bluefin sold for $1.76 million at auction in 2019. That's $6,350 per pound. $6,300. That's $6,300. This, of course, is not the ceiling for these fish. With populations declining from overfishing, it can really only go up from here.
I love that these auctions took place in fish markets, because there was a guy who was there on his first day who was like, oh yeah, no, that one looks good. $50? Sorry, what now?
So marketing fish eggs requires a knack for naming things. Fish eggs, not luxury. Now call it something like caviar and it exudes luxury. Caviar can go for hundreds of dollars an ounce. The common high-end caviar is beluga caviar. This caviar is made from eggs from the beluga sturgeon, which is primarily in the Caspian Sea. The beluga caviar can cost from $200 to $400 per ounce. Almas caviar is made from the eggs of the beluga sturgeon that are between 60 and 100 years old. The sturgeon, not the eggs. A kilo of almas can set you back $10,000 to $25,000, which is about $285 to $715 an ounce. Don't worry, vegans. You can get vegan caviar, which is black seaweed pearls or seaweed mixed with xanthan gum and formed into little balls for about $10 an ounce.
Right. Or you can have mayo and salt panini on Wonder Bread like me and Cecil as kids for like 18 cents. And it tastes a lot like caviar.
Yeah, like in case you've never tried it for yourself, I should add here that eating caviar and Epsom salt is pretty much the same fucking experience.
Yeah, Epsom salt doesn't pop as much, but yeah.
Well, right, yeah, but it's a little more pleasant, yeah.
Very close. In the west of France, oh God, I'm going to mess this up, is the island Noirmoutier. I don't know. Thank you.
That's it,
Eli.
nailed it.
This island grows a small amount of potatoes that are planted, cultivated, and harvested by hand. These are La Bonnette potatoes, and they can sell for as much as $500 a kilo. Why spend that kind of money on a potato? Well, I found this article on PotatoReview.com that sums it up well. So
that can't be real. There's a PotatoReview.com.
This is where I found this article. It was literally
My
in New
people
York.
are everywhere.
Here we go. Quote, the fragile and delicate
Delicate bonheur.
Okay. I meant Irish Americans.
The fragile and delicate bonnets are picked exclusively by hand, one by one, during only 1 week per year. They shouldn't be peeled as the skin absorbs all the aromas and flavors of the soil and the nearby seawater. The flavor is slightly lemony with a salty aftertaste and a hint of walnuts, end quote.
Okay, but again, for like 18 cents, you can get a lemon wedge, a walnut, and a regular potato.
There
You're
you
fucking fine.
Potato, yeah.
Right. The skin absorbs the flavors of dirt. That's a good thing. Also, if they're so fragile and delicate, I feel like you're paying for a lower quality potato. I want one, that can
Fucking
stand up for some
snowflake
abuse.
potatoes.
Right, exactly. Thank you.
You should be able to hand that thing off in an NFL game and it shouldn't have a scuff on it. That's all I'm saying.
They should be fine with bigots who do comedy. Yeah.
Those fish that lay the super expensive eggs, they should be totally fine with those potatoes.
Fungus also fetch a high price.
Oh, in both dollars and dignity, my friend. Yes.
Mushrooms, like the matsutake, are a rare mushroom and can be difficult to find in the wild, which makes it expensive. Prices can range from $200 to $1,000 a pound.
Fun fact, people murder each other over Bastarduki mushrooms so often in my wife's home state of Washington that it has special mushroom cops and PSAs about not murdering people over mushrooms.
Shut up!
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Is there anybody who's like, okay, a celebrity just told me don't
Yeah,
murder
right.
these. I was gonna, but all right, Neil Patrick Harris. Okay.
Knowing is
I
half the
won't.
battle.
There's also the morel, porcini, and chanterelle that are somewhat expensive at around $20 to $60 a pound. But the king of all mushrooms is the truffle. The black truffle is typically found growing with the roots of oak, hazelnut, and other trees. They have a dark exterior and a distinctive pungent aroma that is often described as musky or earthy. They can be up to $1,000 a pound. The white truffle is considered the most expensive mushroom in the world. White truffles are found in certain regions of Italy, and their scarcity and demand make them very expensive. Prices can range from $3,000 to $5,000 a pound.
Jesus.
Truffles were originally hunted using pigs to sniff them out, but pigs like truffles, and they would sometimes take a bite of the truffles that they found, so they switched to dogs, which are about as good as pigs, but will listen when you tell them to drop it.
Oh, and fun fact, the kind of mushrooms that I used to sell came to about $4,000 a pound, and I picked them straight out of cow shit with no pig or dog required. I feel like these truffle people are just adding extra steps.
Yeah.
That's all.
Nick Cage was there in all these different cases.
It's true. Yeah, no.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Different
true
otherwise.
both ways, yeah.
Saffron is harvested from the stigma of the crocus flower, which must be hand-picked and carefully processed to produce the spice. It takes about 75,000 flowers to produce 1 pound of saffron, which makes it one of the most expensive spices in the world. Saffron has a unique flavor that is often described as floral, earthy, and slightly bitter. It's commonly used in a variety of dishes, but because of its high cost, it's only used a pinch at a time. Saffron can cost $10,000 a pound, but it's mostly sold for about $20 a gram, depending on your dealer.
Yeah, but do you have to sit on a guy's couch with his 19-year-old girlfriend and nothing but a band T-shirt while you wait for him to get it ready? Because that really matters to me at this age, Cecil. It really
You know what?
matters.
I'm going to use salt. This is too much. I'm just going to put salt on the
100%
thing.
chance that guy works in a restaurant. 100%
No, that's
chance.
true. That's true. And he's stealing the saffron. All right. Well, I don't know about y'all, but I'm craving a Hot Pocket right now. So we're going to take a quick break for a little apropos of nothing. Gentlemen, I call this meeting of things that are inexplicably expensive to order. If you could all just put down your extra smoky scotches. Yes. And your very fine cigars. All right, so we can get started now. Jenkins, how goes your project on art?
Very good, sir. We told everyone that art is all opinion.
Well, sure. Wouldn't that make it less valuable, though?
No, you see, now that it's all based in opinion, people without any taste exclusively have value to rely on.
Very good. Yes. Well done. And Schmenkins, how goes Project Truffle?
It goes excellent, sir. It tastes bad by itself. It's hard to find. But we told people that if you put it on food that's already good, it will be better at that point.
Like salt?
No, not like salt. Salt makes everything better. This just makes things that are already good even better.
It's quite clever, quite clever. Yes. All right, and last but not least, Flankens. How goes the rocks?
Well, sir, I admit that this was a difficult one. But we did find one rock that is relatively rare, and we've decided those are the valuable ones.
I see. Yes. And are they useful?
Not particularly. They're very hard, you see.
Because they're rocks.
No, because they're rocks, right?
Right. Are they pretty?
I mean, they very much look like glass. Glass, I guess is how I would describe them.
Yes. And so do people want them?
Oh, can't get enough. We told the world that it takes child slavery to make them, and people want them even more now.
Well, child slavery was a big thing to say there.
No one will ever kill and eat us. And we're back. When we last left off, Cecil was taking too long to cut up the lines of saffron, and the rest of us were getting a little impatient. So what's next, Cecil?
Well, let's talk about prepared foods. Now, a lot of these are just gimmicks. In fact, all of them are just gimmicks, and nothing about them is really all that special except the price tag. Let's start with the Fleur Burger 5000. This burger is served at the Mandalay Bay Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. It's Wagyu beef, foie gras, which is fattened duck liver, and black truffles. It's served on a brioche bun and comes with a bottle of 1995 Chateau Petrus. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. The price is, you guessed it, $5,000. The burger is served in a private dining room with a view of the Las Vegas Strip and is accompanied by a personalized chef's coat and a certificate of authenticity.
Jesus Christ.
That's extremely stupid. And also, I want it so fucking bad. That sounds amazing. There you go. American capitalism in a nutshell.
Yeah.
So stupid. Also, I really want
Right.
it.
Yeah. I got to say, anything that has to come with a certificate of authenticity is, by definition, capitalist bullshit. Right? Because you otherwise wouldn't know.
Okay, but why a chef's jacket, though?
Right?
Hey, and you know what else? You made the burger. What the fuck is that for? This is my chef's jacket from when I ate
You
a
have to
burger.
let me in the back and I can do whatever I want. Now I have a jacket. I get it.
But that's the only thing of value that you get. Right? Like, honestly, you just paid $5,000 for that chef's jacket and a healthy shit.
And Kennedy's favorite wine.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
cool.
and a dry white wine to have your burger with.
It's red.
When I read about it though, they said that I think the wine is almost that much money. Like,
oh wow,
the wine is seriously that
Yeah, you're
expensive.
mostly buying.
You're
the
mostly
Petrus
buying the wine. It's just like, we made you a dumb burger. That's what we named it
Made
after.
you
But it's
burger
mostly
and
the
a
fucking
jacket.
wine
And
and
a
a
fucking
jacket.
Fucking
You also get a
sliders. You
jacket.
bought Petrus for $5,000. Here's your jacket, I guess.
Participation trophy.
A dessert called the Fortress Stilt Fisherman Indulgence at the Fortress Resort and Spa in Sri Lanka is a 3-layer cream and gelatin base which holds a stilt fisherman handmade from chocolate. The base is an Italian cassata flavored with Bailey's Irish cream and served on a mango and pomegranate compote and a champagne Sauvignon sauce adorned with gold leaf. Oh, and an 80-carat aquamarine is a counterweight on the chocolate sculpture. The dessert is served in a private dining room and is served accompanied by a bottle of Dom Perignon. All of this for the low cost of $14,500.
Oh, Jesus. Well, I mean, honestly, first thing on this list that I would eat if you handed it to me since Fancy Cow from Japan. So congratulations on that, I guess.
Okay, but like we were just talking about with the wine, they just added an expensive rock to a dessert. Right?
Yeah.
Tune in next week for my showstopper, Betty Crocker cake stuffed with $450,000 cash.
$500,000.
At La Parker Meridian Hotel in New York City, you can get $1 zillion lobster frittata. Well, it isn't $1 zillion. It's $1,000, but it's still a stupid expensive for a single dish. The frittata is made with 6 eggs, a whole lobster, and 10 ounces of Sevruga caviar, which is one of the most expensive caviars in the world. The lobster is
Doesn't it sound like somebody lied about beluga?
Yeah.
They were like, no, it's better.
It's
called
Sevruga.
Sevruga.
Is it
Happens to
7
rhyme.
times as valuable as beluga?
No,
What?
I didn't. That's not what I thought about when I said that. You did.
The lobster.
You're 7.
The lobster is first cooked.
Glad to hear it.
Yeah, no, it's definitely first cooked and then mixed with the eggs to create the frittata. The dish is then topped with caviar and served with a side of fried potatoes.
Fried potatoes. Nice. Okay, here's the thing, though. If those potatoes are not handpicked by indigenous orphans with a hint of walnut and lemon, there's no way I'm paying $1,000 for that thing. That's crazy.
Yeah, no, I need those to be super sensitive potatoes. Also, I checked before we did the recording today. The going market price for lobster in 2020 was $27 a pound. So this better be a big fucking lobster for $1,000.
Right, like a lobster
You get a
that you
jacket
could
with
fight.
that? I'm going to need a jacket.
Another New York entry is the Golden Opulent Sundae, served at Serendipity 3.
Yeah, it's so silly.
Dessert.
I saw this get served once, not to me. Like next table.
Holy shit, somebody had a lot of money to burn. The dessert is made with 3 scoops of Tahitian vanilla ice cream that is infused with Madagascar vanilla beans and covered in 23-karat edible gold leaf. The ice cream is then topped with rare Venezuelan Chao chocolate sauce. I don't know what that is, which is one of the most expensive chocolates in the world. The dessert is also garnished with candied fruits, truffles, the chocolate kind, not the fungus kind, and marzipan cherries. It's served in a baccarat crystal goblet with a golden spoon. Don't think you can keep the spoon, but you do get to pay this off for a while. It's $1,000.
Another fun fact, in the time it takes for you to eat a gold-plated sundae, 87 children starve to death in the world or die of malnutrition.
I
Okay.
think that makes it better for a lot of people who buy it.
Actual fun fact, they did a special edition of their famous frozen hot chocolate at this same restaurant this year, and it came with a ring inside it, and a lady fucking choked on it while Mr. Bean was explaining, like, okay, she's just like, whoa, and it fucking choked on this super fancy ring, and they discontinued it, and it's the best. It's the best thing that's ever happened.
Samudari Khazana is a curry served at the Bombay Brasserie in London, in the United Kingdom. Here is an excerpt from an article describing the dish better than I can. Quote, the chef prepares the dish with Devon crab and white truffle, while his assistant painstakingly presses gold leaf to half a cherry tomato filled with beluga
What is it
caviar.
with the gold? They're just like smush
don't-
gold in it and we can charge way
Yep.
more. So many of these.
He then places 4 sea snails or abalone, which cost almost 300 pounds a kilo, into a sizzling pan. Another chef coats an 80-pound Scottish lobster in gold, while the third deftly hollows out 4 shelled quail eggs before filling them with more caviar. The 5 tiny shavings of truffle cost 90 pounds. That's 19 pounds each, while the shimmering edible gold is priced at 1,000 pounds for just 10 grams. End quote. This dish costs $3,200.
And if you pay an upcharge, you also get a tanker of crude oil and we burn it next to you in a jet turbine tableside. It's pretty awesome.
Okay. Okay, but the good news is it's going to taste like snails, demonstrably undercooked lobster, and raw eggs, huh? Yummers.
Yeah. No, I want to send one back because the quail eggs weren't hollowed out deftly enough. You know, like you call this deft?
Bring that guy out here. I want to see the deftness.
I want to see a single swoop, motherfucker.
You're paying that much and he doesn't do it deftly enough. You should be allowed to kill him right there
Yeah.
on the spot. Just murder
With the
him.
sword you get
Yes.
for free at the
Yeah.
bottom.
In Salerno, Italy, you can get a pizza that costs $12,000. Now, pretty much just like all the rest of these overpriced dishes, gold leaf, lobster, 3 kinds of caviar. Now, the lobster is from Norway, and it's poached in Dom Perignon champagne.
There's no way they do that. They're definitely lying about it. You can't check that. There's no way they're throwing Dom into a pan to poach it. Absolutely not.
The pizza also needs the 72 hours ferment time on the dough, so call ahead. With something like this, you don't just settle for a Coke from the fountain. It's served with Louis XIII cognac, champagne from 1995, and Cardinal Mendoza Sanchez brandy.
Okay, at this point in the essay, I feel like people don't know you can pay other people to have sex with you for money. Do people know you can pay people to have sex with you for money?
Yeah.
If that wasn't on the table, I'd be like, yeah, let's take some fucking pizza.
Might as well.
Right, why not? What else is money for?
Both.
In Cabo San Lucas, you can get a $25,000 taco.
Well, to be fair, you could do that at any taco truck if you offer.
Yeah. And they'll have sex with you. It's great.
You know what? I stand corrected. No illusions. Thank you.
Every
All right,
corner.
Yeah. It can. So this $25,000 taco that they charge $25,000 for.
I see.
It consists of a gold flake corn tortilla, langoustines, Kobe beef, Almas beluga caviar, and black truffle brie cheese. The salsa has ultra premium tequila, dried Merida chili peppers, and civet coffee. And we talked about civet coffee in a previous episode. That's the kind where the wild cats eat the fruit and then they shit out the beans, and then we make coffee from that. If you want to spend a little more, they offer handcrafted white gold and pure platinum bottle of tequila for an additional $150,000.
Can I pay extra and have the coffee not shat out? I'd love just the plant to be the base.
He's not speaking for the both of us, by the way. I would like to just to be clear.
So you had a nice, big, expensive meal. Let's wash it down with Aqua de Cristallo. That's water. Really expensive water.
Stupid.
What?
Now, this isn't a single barrel kind of water. This is a blend of spring water from Fiji, France, and Iceland.
Okay, it's a fucking blend. Absolutely not. What am I, poor? A blend?
Thank you. Fucking
I want a single origin.
thank you. Boone's Hill Strawberry Farm water over here.
The water is bottled in a 24-karat gold-plated bottle that can cost up to $60,000 per 750 milliliter bottle.
Mm-hmm.
There's some bullshit on the water from lifestyleasia.com right here. So here we go. Quote, the presence of the gold makes the water more alkaline than regular water, which contributes to the massive pricing. It is also said that the gold sprinkled range of drinking water provides more energy than regular water. And
But it is also said. Okay, but the people saying that are demonstrably incorrect. Where'd you learn to cite lifestyleasian.com? Donald fucking Trump? I've heard people are saying.
Okay, I hear you're being skeptical. Here's your deconstructed water, sir. It's a bag of hydrogen gas and a bag of monoatomic oxygen. Open up. I will blow it in your face now. This is rated very highly at WeRateWater.com. It's a subsidiary of PotatoRaters.com or whatever the fuck that was.
Oh, let me tell you about this water. It's so delicious. I don't know why the guy
What
runs both
nationality
websites.
is into water in your head? Still Irish?
I had to switch
to
to
think about
Irish
it.
because I was sitting here bleeding from all my holes, being like, "What's racism for water? Racism for water."
okay, so French wines from Burgundy and Bordeaux can sometimes get over $10,000 a bottle. I'm not going to try to pronounce this. It's a Grand Cru, and it's from 2010. It's $40,500, and in the '96 version of this is $60,000. There's another one that I'm not going to pronounce. It's a Burgundy. It's going to set you back $63,000 if you get a bottle from 1985. These wines are made by world-renowned vintners and come from small plots of land in the Burgundy region of France, where the soil is a mixture of clay, limestone, and iron, which contributes greatly to the flavor of the grape.
Right. And by greatly, they mean often indistinguishable from a $30 bottle, even by experts. But greatly,
Yeah.
for some people.
Well, yeah. No, let's be clear. What makes any of this shit expensive isn't the composition of the soil so much as the fact that rich people are stupid at the same rate as the rest of us.
I mean,
That's true.
not the same rate, no, or occasionally we'd get some of the money, right? Like occasionally I feel like that might even out.
The list of the highest priced whiskeys is dominated by Scotch whiskey. The Macallan 64, which is bottled in 1942, sold at auction in 2010 for $464,000. It was aged in a 3-sherry seasoned cask made from Spanish oak. If you're looking for one a little more rare and expensive, you could splurge on the Macallan Fine and Rare Collection 1926 60-year-old. This whiskey is a single malt Scotch that was distilled in 1926 and aged for 60 years in a sherry seasoned oak cask. It was bottled in 1986 and only 40 bottles were produced. The bottle itself is made from hand-blown Laque crystal. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly. It's adorned with a silver neck collar and a stopper. It's in 2019, a bottle of this sold for $1.9 million at auction.
Jesus Christ.
Heath doesn't have any jokes for this section because he would beat the entire cast of this podcast to death with a wiffle bat just to lick the outside of the bottle. So,
Okay, if you're going to spend Scotch, but Macallan, come on. I'm not impressed that Macallan was what hit the top of this list.
The Dalmore 62 Highland Malt Scotch whiskey is a much more manageable $250,000 per bottle. This is a single malt Scotch that was distilled in 1943 and aged 62 years in American white oak casks.
I got to say, damn optimistic to start anything that took 62 years in 1943, though, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Maybe it's a 2-year Christmas present for Heath. The Dalmore 50 year.
Ooh, really? Don't fuck with me, Cecil.
Which comes in around, it's about $60K a bottle. It's distilled in 1966. Comes in a collector case that looks like a little casket, so your wife will have some place to store your head when you come home with it.
Okay. That's crazy, though. Like, why would I get married? I don't even understand. Doesn't even make sense what you said.
If mixed drinks are more your thing, you could get a Sapphire Martini for $3,000 at the Foxwood Resort Casino in Connecticut, or the Diamond Cocktail for $4,350. That's $4,350 at London Sheridan Park Hotel, or Martini on the Rock from the Algonquin Hotel in New York City, which comes in at $10,000, or an Ono Champagne Cocktail from the Encore Wynn in Las Vegas, which is also $10,000. Or finally, a Diamond is Forever from the Ritz-Carlton in Tokyo for $22,600. What do all these have in common other than everyone listening is busting out their guillotine? Well, they all also come with some kind of jewelry, which makes up a bulk of the cost of the drink.
Oh, okay. Well, as long as it's not something silly that has no inherent value beyond whatever bullshit social contract we let heartless capitalists construct for us, in that case, I guess it's worth it.
That's fine then.
do you guys think if I tell Anna my back rub coupons cost $67,000, she'll let me back in the house? I'm asking for a friend.
I don't think that. No.
So those are all expensive. But that being said, there are some jewelry-free cocktails that are also stupid expensive. Ritz Paris Sidecar is $1,670, originating at the Hotel Ritz Paris. This drink is made from cognac bottled between 1830 and 1870, which is one of the oldest alcohols on the planet. In New York, you can splurge on the Platinum Passion. Now, an article I found said that this drink is from 2005, served at a place called Duvet, which was a bed-themed bar.
Nice.
I have no idea what that means.
You drink
Anyway,
and sleep,
fucked.
Cecil. With the two things.
You're not making any sense. Anyway, this drink, you're not making any sense. This drink costs $1,500. It was from, it was Ruignart champagne, passion fruit, honey, brown sugar, and Le Spirit de Courvoisier, which is a cognac, and it sells for around $6,000 a bottle.
Yeah, and maybe you get to drink it lying down, a famously pleasant experience.
Exactly. Thank you, Eli. One person is
I think
with me.
you just have to bend over the bed before they serve it to you. That's all.
Also fun.
Now, let's say all this a la carte stuff is too much to handle. Well, you can just get a tasting menu at a high-end restaurant for as much as most people pay for rent. A place that three of us have dined, per se, made the list.
And yes, listener, you guessed which 3 correctly.
But the highest priced goes to Sublimotion in Ibiza, Spain. It's considered one of the most expensive and exclusive restaurants in the world, with a price tag around $2,000 a person. The tasting menu is 20 courses. I'll let wealthygorilla.com explain the experience.
Where are you
Okay, you can
finding?
read the.
Okay.
Okay, you can read this quote, but only if you do it in a wealthy gorilla voice. So, okay.
Quote, the restaurant is only open for a few months a year in the Spanish summer, from June 1st to September 30th, and is run by Michelin 2-star chef Paco Rancero.
Oh, 2's not bad. You can,
Yeah,
there's
bad,
3
yeah.
total you can get, but 2.
Well, that's the second place.
I mean,
no, that's great.
like a silver.
Maybe if he gets 3, he'll charge $3,000 a person.
Yeah, there you go.
Continuing the quote, you'll be waited on by a team of 21 professionals that will present your 20-course tasting menu one by one over the course of 3 hours. You'll be enjoying food. You'll experience laser light shows, virtual reality elements, projection mapping to help enhance your experience. Once you make a reservation, you'll receive an edible ticket. But as tempting as it sounds, just make sure to eat it after you get in and not before, end quote.
Rummaging around in the fridge. Hon, did you get stoned and eat our tickets to the laser dinner? I'm going to be mad.
I also wanted to end with one note here. I tried to include Noah and searched for world's most expensive Hot Pocket on Google, and I got links to coupons and a food bank. So make of that with what you will.
Hey, I discovered Cornish pasties recently, so there are two.
Yeah, that's the
fucking
answer.
fancy-
And they're delicious.
Expensive Hot Pockets. There you go.
Oh. All right, so if you had to summarize what you've learned in one sentence, what would it be?
I wouldn't eat nearly anything that I mentioned today.
No.
No shit.
No.
No, did you save a little room for dessert in the form of
Always
a quiz,
do.
Cecil?
Always do.
All right, Cecil, what's my favorite moment at an overpriced restaurant when I was lucky enough to go to one? A, getting a tour of the kitchen after I had several bottles of wine and giving a very aggressive but playful, I would say, noogie to a Michelin-starred chef.
Yeah, he loved
Yeah,
that.
He did love that.
loved
We're
that
friends.
a
We
ton.
talk still. B, the look on Noah's face when Eli tried to sell him on the flight of cucumbers that we got during a dinner in New York City.
No,
A
kidding.
flight of like a horizontal flight of cucumbers. Or C, going to Joe's Pizza at 1 a.m. when I was still hungry after that stupid fucking cucumber meal and getting something much better for like $3 a slice.
Right.
I don't think C is correct. Let's see. I'm going to go with A. Michelin star chef. He gave a
I'm
noogie
so
to.
sorry. It was C. I know the format says you got it right, but nope. It was C. Joe's Pizza.
Probably did not get anything better than that. Not at Joe's anyway.
All right, Cecil. We've had a lot of fun at the expense of the rich here today, but poor people spend their money on some silly things too, like A, whole life insurance. That's just a bank where you can lose. B, lotto tickets, but you won't though.
Okay.
Or C, sending their kids to college.
Brutal. I'm going to go with secret answer D, all of the above.
Yes,
Nicely done.
You nailed it.
All right. So it may seem profligate to spend this kind of money on food, Cecil, but if you think about it, it also means that the poor people who are rooting through the dumpsters behind those people's houses and restaurants for food later will have much higher quality garbage.
Jesus Christ.
This concept is known as A, trickle-down economics, B, Reaganomics,
Yeah.
C,
Amazing.
all the non-racism aspects of the GOP agenda over the last 40 years,
Yeah.
D, the thing your idiot Uncle Frank will defend to the death while sucking down a spoonful of moldy foie gras, or E, all of the above.
It's fucking E. Jesus Christ.
It's pretty awful, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, well, despite the fact that Heath and Eli both screwed up the format, I'm going to make Eli the winner this week
Yes.
anyway, because
There
that
you
is
go.
my power. Eli, who's the essayist next week?
I want you to do an essay.
Well, I didn't know you were going to make me do work when I said that. All right. Well, for Cecil, Eli, and Heath, I'm Noah. Thanking you for hanging out with us today. We'll be back next week, and by then I'll be an expert on something else. Between now and then, be sure to learn how to cook fancy looking shit on Cecil's YouTube channel, Season Liberally, and listen to us make fart jokes on god-awful movies. Sorry, there are too many projects to list all of them anymore, so I'm just going to cycle through them 2 at a time. Anyway, if you'd like to help keep this show going, you can make a per-episode donation at patreon.com/citationpod or leave a 5-star review everywhere you can. And if you'd like to get in touch with us, check out past episodes, connect with us on social media, or check the show notes, be sure to check out citationpod.com.
This message comes from Greenlight. Ready to start talking to your kids about financial literacy? Meet Greenlight, the debit card and money app that teaches kids and teens how to earn, save, spend wisely, and invest with your guardrails in place. With Greenlight, you can send money to kids quickly, set up chores, automate allowance, and keep an eye on your kids' spending with real-time notifications. Join millions of parents and kids building healthy financial habits together on Greenlight. Get started risk-free at greenlight.com/get started. That's GREENLIGHT.com/get started.
Hey, I'm Ryan Reynolds. Recently, I asked Mint Mobile's legal team if big wireless companies are allowed to raise prices due to inflation. They said yes. And then when I asked if raising prices technically violates those onerous 2-year contracts, they said, "What the f*** are you talking about, you insane Hollywood ass?" So to recap, we're cutting the price of Mint Unlimited from $30 a month to just $15 a month. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 upfront payment equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes per details.